Once again, during the holiday season, ABCD is calling for more attention to families in need. For many years, the Anti-Poverty Agency has been known for its toy drives. To tell us about this year's efforts is ABCD's President and CEO, John Drew. Thank you very much for being with us, John.
Thank you for having me.
I mean, I was thinking of this time of the year, ABCD toy drive, but things have been evolving since then. So where are we right now?
Well, of course we do try. I mean, we distribute 10,000 toys to families who give us a list of toys they can't buy for their children because the bottom line for us is that we have thousands and thousands of families in Boston and around the country who have not benefited anything by economic upside. And therefore, their household income and what goes into the house is less than what they need to live. The rent's gone up, everything else has gone up, but the income's not gone up. But these are very good people. I can tell you something that people who are doing all right should understand. The best budgeters in the world are poor people. They get as much as they can to help, but there's never enough to meet the needs, the basic needs, which we help with. Food, heat. We help people get jobs, work and try to keep them in housing. It's tough when you're going through this kind of a economic boom, which basically is helping those who have, not necessarily those who have not. In fact, it's adversely affecting people who are at the bottom because they don't have capital and not be able to sell their house, and they're being pushed out by rents that are going up, and we've heard all that. That's true. So they're holding on, and they go out every day, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, whatever it takes. The child goes to school, and there's usually extended families in the households that live with them to try to make do. And they never have an extra dime between paycheck and paycheck. So we try to cover that.
There's one family you're trying to help. I think this is a working mom who's living in a shelter. Yep. What do her children want?
Probably everything. You're living in a shelter. Shelters were never meant to be permanent housing. Somehow or another, we're now making shelters become permanent housing. Shelters, you live with a whole bunch of families. You're out of the cold, but you have no personal space. Your children make too much noise. The rules are tough. You don't have goods of your own. You don't have a place to put things in that shelter. But you have a roof over your head temporarily. So what you really need is you need clothes for your children. You need boots. You need car fare to get to the next place to go for a job. You have all those basic needs that maybe a lot of people, and I think it's great that people are doing all right, take for granted. And when you don't have a lot of that stuff that you really need to move on, then obviously that just inhibits your ability to get out of the shelter. So this woman is a wonderful person. It's all they're asking for is, I need some other things. For example, I want to rent an apartment. Well, and I get a voucher now. However, the voucher pays X amount of dollars, and the rent used to be Y, so I could pay the difference. Now the voucher is X, and Y is over here. I can't pay the difference. And if I do move, I don't have furniture. And if I do move, I don't have the movers. It's all the basic stuff. You and I, those who have lived, well, I used to live like that. Take that, I got to get that. Well, a lot of people just don't have the ability to get that. So what we do is step in and do our best to help people make the transition from where they are to a place where they can shut the door behind them and lock it and feel that they have some security. That's a big leap. So we're dealing with families all the time. And we're asking people who have to share with us. You can give us a check. You volunteer, right? Wonderful volunteers. You can provide goods to us. We accept it. What's that? But also you have the ability, because we've been doing this for several years now, we have families who have lists, because we ask them to. But if you had if somebody was to contribute something to you, what would you ask for? And that's always tough. I don't want to ask for too much. Well, next week, I just had it last week, my son's birthday, but I don't have a cake or ice cream. Small stuff, right? The birthday party wouldn't take place. Or we're not sure whether we're going to have enough money at the end of December to buy a tree. We're not sure if we're going to have the ability to have dinner and the folks in, but maybe, yeah, we got one toy. Maybe we'd like to do something. So it's all about trying to do more. So our toy drive does that. But there's some things that people need individually. Like, well, you know, I've got a job now, and I'm getting a job, but my car fare every month exceeds by $50. I sure could use that extra $50. I could use shoes, boots for my children, because if they don't have that, they're going to get sick. So, but if I pay that, and I will have to, then I have a little trouble paying my rent and maybe some food. So covering everything is so difficult. So that list will include things like toys. It may include, and in fact, I think you find out that most people don't want to ask for a lot. So I found out that the givers that we have, wonderful people, for all over Greater Boston, give them more than they ask for. And the delight in the family to see that somebody actually believes they're worthwhile. They're willing to invest in them.
That's what I was wondering, because you know some people can take even a winter coat for granted, but what's the emotional impact? Because you get people who are struggling, they're down and out sometimes.
I can tell you that I know one on my own, but the difference between a coat that's medium frayed and a real winter coat is you're very cold, and your temperature goes down. You can get sick. You consume more calories. You're trying to get by. So if we could put everybody into a warm coat, I see some of these coats are $1,000. I think that's ridiculous. But we all know that a good winter coat and boots for everybody in the family is going to cut down sickness. It's going to make sure that people are comfortable enough so they can go out to their jobs, to go to school, or they'll be uncomfortable and cold. And if they're coming from a cold house, without breakfast, so this is not Dickensian. I'm trying to say this. We don't have workhouses. We have shelters. And we have people living in housing that's not great. And people are worried about whether they can pay the rent. So you can say Dickensian or not. But the whole idea for ABCD is to be a step at the plate every day and let everybody know that you're very worthy. We understand that. And we're going to try to help you. But the bottom line is, we're going to try to help you help yourself, so that next year you may be able to help somebody else. That's our goal. So the people who are, we call it adopt a family. I call it share with a family.
Share with a family. That's nice.
Share with a family.
Right.
Because if you have something that you can give to somebody to make their life better, you're going to feel better about it.
We should mention if people want to help out, what's the best way to do that, especially if they're going online?
617-648-6559. We have a telephone number. And also BostonABCD.org. Hit the donate button. Any way you can find us. We have places all in the neighborhoods and basically in Malden, Medford. We have wonderful people there, volunteers and others. You want to come in and talk about things that you can help us with, please do. A winter coat, maybe you can just drop it off. If there's ways you can help, ABCD is never going to have enough to meet the needs. We're going to try, but we'll never have enough. So in order to make life better for people, we need what we're doing now, and I appreciate the resources we have from government and others, but we need the giving community and others who are doing okay, share.
Thank you very much.
We will make sure that whatever you share gets 100% to the person who needs it.
Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.
John Drew from ABCD.